It's okay. I'm okay.
All right. Any other questions before we begin? Like I said, I cut off the front and the back.
Nope.
Nothing.
I'm ready to go with the flow.
So once we're finished, I'll blow you a kiss and I'll tell you bye, and then just stay. Don't go anywhere because I have to end it and then we'll render.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
People sometimes just want to click off, and I'm like, don't click me off. Don't
I
click me
understand.
off. Okay. Welcome to the Real Female Entrepreneurs. Today's guest is a woman who has turned one of life's most painful chapters into a message of hope, healing, and purpose. Born in India and now inspiring audiences around the world, she is an author, speaker, advocate, and living proof that our past does not get the final say in our future. Through her best selling memoirs, powerful platform, and a heartfelt mission, she helps others, just like you, transform pain into purpose. Please help me welcome the courageous and inspiring Dana Priyanka Hammond. Welcome, Dana.
Hi. Thank you. Thank you for having me in your show.
So, oh my God, what happened? Do you mind telling us what happened for you to start and help transform other people's
Yeah.
pain? And
Yeah. Actually, it really took me going through a lot of trauma in my life. And then from that trauma experience to having to go through years and years of healing. And I'm not saying I'm healed now completely. We're always healing. We're always fine tuning ourselves. We're always growing and learning how to become better us. So but I'm at a place where I can now say, okay, what can I do for you? How can I help somebody else out while I'm going through this life phase of mine, to share my story, share my messages. And my message is really about, if you can see my scar, I'm willing to share it, because it's my scar that in the end that gives somebody else their deliverance that they need.
wow. Okay, that makes a huge difference in people's lives. You
Yeah.
know, because there's so many scars we don't see, correct?
Yes.
And they're there and they still need to be healed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think God has always any of us called us to be perfect.
No.
But if we are a willing body, a able body to share what we have endured through, what we have gone through, that's enough to be used, um, in a systematic system that has created so much trauma for others, and they don't know how to overcome. And I think the real key is, if you're able to share how you have overcome and how you have endured. And it's not necessarily about, oh well, I'm the superwoman or superman of this world. That's not really what it's about. You can't necessarily become a superhuman, because we're humanly we feel, we're sensitive, we go through things, and so but sometimes there we have to lean on the one that is more superior than us, and to be able to gain that healing and enough where we're not vomiting all over the place, and we can share a positive message across the stage and say, you know what, if I can live through going through at the age of 4, being child trafficked, being kidnapped, thrown in a rice sack, and then as my first level of trauma at 4 years old. And if people can place themselves in when they took themselves back in the childhood phase, um, your brain is developing.
Mhm.
That is the most crucial time where you need safety, protection, covering, because that is in that developing phase. Um, if you're not covered and protected, and you don't have the right kind of parental guidance, like which I did not, by the way. And I fought my life in from my mind splitting in two. And I literally felt my mind was splitting in two. And I don't know if you can fathom, as even as a like 9, 10, 11 years old, that's what I was experiencing. So I'm not, yes, the most shameful part of my life is accepting the fact that it created disability in me, mental disability. But I thank God that I was kept enough where it wasn't complete disability, where I was unable to take care of myself. I'm enabled to physically speak and verbalize, because that's the best thing that the enemy wants for you to be mute, for you to be silenced, for you to not even be able to share your story, or your experience or trauma, because the enemy always wants you to be in the dark, the level of trauma that you have endured or gone through. But when you're able to be in that light, share your message, share your story, then he knows that we overcame our life circumstance and our story to overcome his darkness. And so that would be pretty much my message with your audience, is being able to, if not just share what I've gone through in India at the age of 4, but also how the adoption system is pretty corrupt. I've been through 2 failed adoptions, 2 adoptive families just to reject me and abandon me
Oh.
and tell me I was not good enough for them. I was not worthy enough. And like my first adoptive family was like, even like this year, I had to face that reality. And I had to come to that conclusion and finally and tell them, yeah, no, you adopted me was not good enough. You think you saved me from a third world country when I would have been better off in that third world country, and let God do his job, because you are not God.
Wow.
You're
Yeah.
not my savior. You think you did me honor just by adopting me, but you really didn't, because in the end, you still failed at your job because you neglected me. You would not feed me. You abused me physically, emotionally, and mentally. And the things that I had to go through as a child, it was very unfair.
So I'm going to ask this next question of you. It's a little out of sorts, if you don't mind.
Mhm.
But what, because of it happened at such a young age, and it seems like you're talking about how it continued on.
It
At
did.
what age did you feel comfortable enough to step out to actually talk about it and to get that healing? And then once you did that, when did you start helping others?
Um, I didn't even, honestly, when you grow up with so much trauma, you don't think you're gonna come out of it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be really honest. Um, did I ever at a point ever think that that was gonna be my assignment to go and share my story? No, absolutely not. I mean, I have had, when I was a little girl, tell people, even the like my state counselor, social workers, and people in the world. And then when I became a believer in Jesus, people in the world with who are believers, even. prophesy in God's name, saying that I'm supposed to write my story, I should share my message. But I think that was honestly that was a push towards really God's purpose in my life. Even though I felt like I was no good, I was not, worthy of being able to. I was not good enough to be able to, just share my message across international platform, even national platform. So, but it wasn't until I really, what really became conducive, I don't know if that's the correct word, to this, creating this message, was when I really saw God's face. And I said, God, really? I have all these people saying, I should be sharing my message. I need to write my book, this and that. I don't even know if this is what you really want me to do. And I did hear God's voice. I'm not lying. And he said, yeah, share your message. I want you. And I said, but I don't know what to write. How am I supposed to write? And I didn't even know how to. And I realize now that's where a lot of authors become authors, is when they start from the beginning. And that's what makes you the most powerful author, is when you write your story. And that's when I went through my first level of healing journey, and it took 20 years. You see that book right there, Abandoned but Not Forgotten? 20 years process just to write a 100-page book.
But that's so true. That's so true. It just takes, because you want to get it down. You want to have it so right as the author, because it's in print, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, it's in print. It's there forever. And yeah,
But to
definitely.
be healthy, to
Yeah.
share your message, share your story in a healthy way, where you're not just cussing or vomiting everywhere. Because when you're a unhealthy human being, you're just spurring out of your mouth. You're like a little baby. You're just vomiting everywhere. And to really be able to tell my story in a healthy way without feeling some kind of emotion or scar or wound from it, it really took that for me to go through the process. And then how I knew I was ready finally was the moment my story changed from the victim mentality to a healthy mentality of how I can establish my story and how I can share my story to people.
Wow.
And where I can actually put them in my shoes.
Yeah.
That's how I knew I was healed enough to finally share my story.
And on top of that, I mean, it's God's purpose for your life. It's your mission. It's your calling to help so many others who've gone through some type of turmoil in their life. And let's be honest, we all have. So you can help all of us probably, that have gone through some type of turmoil that we have to
Yeah.
face.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I want to remind your audience and people, and I just want to say this to you guys. God never asked us to be perfect. God never intended for us to be perfect. But if you have a message to share on a stage, do it. And it can be as simple as starting as writing your story on paper. And it doesn't matter how sloppy it looks, just do it. And you will be blessed. That's the message I want to share.
Yeah, I mean, here it is, getting on a platform like this, getting
Yeah.
on a regular stage,
Yeah.
getting on, maybe not even in video. If you could just do it from a perspective of just podcasting, that's even perfect. That's great. Whatever
Absolutely.
you can do, wherever you're at, if it is just writing a blog. And
Right
I
there.
don't and I don't mean to just say just, but
Yeah.
some people think that that's good enough. What
Yeah.
about just writing having a newsletter and creating a monthly newsletter?
Absolutely. Whatever you feel like speaks to you.
Mhm,
And I feel like whatever speaks to you, listen to that. Whatever speaks stronger to you, listen to that. Because not everybody is meant to be an author. Not
mhm,
everybody is meant to be a news writer or a blogger or whatever it is. But however you feel like you can share a message to make a change in this world, make a difference in somebody else's life,
mhm,
I say do it. And for me, Angel, I would say, it really took for me to see and experience, be the agent in the corrupted world system.
mhm,
um be and a lot of people say, oh, you act like a victim. I'm not gonna behave like a victim. I'm not acting, but I'm being a truth teller. I was a victim. I'm not a victim now because of what I've become. But as a victim, and someone who didn't have a choice in my own life, being thrown in the adoption system, because you I don't if many of you guys know, there is a such thing called adoption trafficking.
mm,
Being thrown in foster home with the state who don't even give a rat's butt about you, don't even understand that, hey, your mental health has to be addressed. And when my mental health was not addressed when I was growing up as a teen in the foster care
mhm,
system and being thrown in the shelter, because I came out of my first adoptive family's home, they put me in the shelter. Then I had to grow up in a foster care system. But it's sad to say that even the system here in America is so corrupt because they don't really care. You're just another soul that making them money. But do they really have right intentions for children?
mm,
No, no,
mhm,
they don't. I mean, because I'm one person who experienced, the system in international in India, and then now here national in America. Um, you've never heard of Indian girl or Indian boy, anyone to be thrown in the American system. I was the only one. I felt like I was the only one, especially when I grew up in Iowa. And
oh,
Iowa was my very traumatic place story, because of what I had to endure. Here I have my Caucasian adoptive family who thought adoption was good enough, and then they didn't have to do the rest. The
wow.
rest was neglect. Rest was abandonment. What was that? You
Well,
know?
I will tell you now, Dana, if I had you, it'd be fun because I have no children of my own and you would have had a blast. Okay. So we're just going to, yeah. Yeah. I'll adopt you now. It'll be fun.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
So, well, everything you've been through,
yeah.
what would, and you would write a letter to your younger self, what would you tell
Mhm.
her?
There is a purpose to you.
Mm,
You do have meaning behind your story.
yeah.
You are worthy of your story, and you are valuable, even when you were treated like you were a ghost and you were a nobody.
Mm, that hurts. But you know what? Here's the thing. And it sounds gonna sound bad, but I believe that God had to have you because you were strong enough
Yeah,
to deal with it, what you had to deal with to
yeah,
impact so many other people's lives. Oh my God.
yeah. Can I share something with you?
Yes, please.
This year,
Mhm.
God had me to face. It's not just this year. I faced my second adoptive family too.
Oh,
Mhm.
So you
I
actually face them and talk to them and
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my word.
The mother who, and she's a narcissist, yeah.
Mm.
I don't expect her to be any less than a narcissist,
Oh.
but I had to finally, I was ready, and I didn't know here's years later, finally a successful author. God was like, she's lonely. I said, "Okay."
Oh.
It was like I felt like the Holy Spirit was telling me, "Go ahead and reach out to her." And so this year I reached out to her, and she's like 89 years old. And I finally got to tell her what I went through with her. Oh my gosh, did that she just was all frazzled all over the place. No, 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 I took care of you. Oh, that's not true. You're a lie. You're a lie. But
Oh.
my truth is my truth.
Yeah.
And I got to tell her, even if you don't accept the truth, I forgive you.
Oh, isn't that the biggest thing?
And even with and then her son did reach out to me, her son and his wife. Oh, how can you do that? You were the most selfish person ever. Well, who's judging me? Because healing is not linear.
Mm-mm.
Healing can take 20 years, 10 years from now. You weren't the one who told me that I was finally ready to talk to your mom and tell her I forgive her. So,
Wow.
how was I really being selfish? In whose eyes was I being selfish? Because she's old and forgetful now? You're at a peaceful place with her and you have to live your life accepting who she is. Yes, she's been through her trauma, but that's the consequence that she has to live with because of the trauma she inflicted on me. And even if she does not accept the fact that she abused me,
Mm.
I have to accept the fact that she abused me. And I have to accept the fact and be the mature one, even though I'm much younger than all of you guys. I'm the child, I'm the baby of the family
Mhm. Wow.
to say, I forgive you for not being there for me. And no, adoption was not good enough.
Mm.
No, you did not rescue me from trauma. And matter of fact, I endured more trauma because you guys adopted me.
Oh, yep. Wow.
So, and then, so now I can sleep peacefully because of that, because I said, I forgive you.
Mhm.
The very same person who I carried with me for 20, 30, 40 years of my life, I can finally let go of her.
Mhm.
Even with my second adoptive mom, I noticed that she harbors bitterness towards me. I don't know why, but I tell her, you know what? I pray that Jesus will help you to forgive whatever you're harboring towards me. I pray that he will help you because you once again you discard me when I was trying to build my relationship up with you again.
Yeah.
That's the very same rejection and abandonment I've been through with you. And yet you want nothing to do with me. Why? Because I made a mistake. Am I not a human who has the right to make a mistake?
Mhm.
You're the same human being who makes a mistake, but that doesn't mean you get to decide to walk all over me and treat me like I'm no value to you. And I had to forgive her of that.
Yeah.
And
And
that's how I had to walk away to accept my life for where it's at, as uncomfortable as it is right now,
Mhm.
as and as awkward as it is to be able to face the people in my past.
yeah, that's the hardest thing for people, and I think that's a game changer as well, and I think it's a game changer for for women who are entrepreneurs too, because if they're willing to face the truth,
Yeah.
it actually will help them maneuver their business a little more too. But facing those things, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no. I like how you mentioned that. Honestly, um, I really, I knew as a little girl I wanted to be like a entrepreneur. I was like, oh, I used to see, I used to watch TV a lot because that was like my headspace of go to from trauma, go get away in my mind. Um, and I used to see on TV as a little girl, like these men and women dressed in business suits. And I said, whatever they are, I want to be that. That's what I want to be when I grow up. And so I never imagined myself like being an entrepreneur or growing up to be an entrepreneur, but I can see how what you're mentioning that in whatever that is your God-given talent or gift as an entrepreneur, you will have to be healthy enough here to build your content or your product,
That's right.
or whatever the outcome of your product is. It has to be a message enough or a product that gives the answer to deliverance for other people and not you. And I think for me, a change happened within me when I stopped thinking about me.
Mm-hmm.
A change happened within me when I stopped becoming selfish. Well, what about me? What can I get? What can I gain? What can I? And when I changed that mentality of, well, how can I be a byproduct of change for somebody else?
Yep.
How can I help somebody else? That's when I realized that my brand, my stories started elevating and growing because of that, because of my change in perspective.
I like that. So, talking about change of perspective and mindset, what do you wish most entrepreneurs, mindset wise, they go and become an entrepreneur when they realize things? What do you wish they would kick to the curb and stop believing?
Uh, okay, ask me that question again.
Yeah, so we're talking mindset now,
Mhm,
and how people's, actually they think as an entrepreneur, and there are some things that are myths.
mhm.
Was Is there a myth that you believe that most entrepreneurs should kick to the curb?
I don't know.
That's
I
okay.
don't know. I feel like I'm still like a little fish in the water swimming the big sea of sharks. And so I don't really consider myself like totally arrived, and so
You have
I
6 books.
haven't.
You have arrived. You have
Oh
6 books. You are a speaker. You are a songwriter even, I heard earlier, and I see that, and you're an
my,
advocate. I'm sorry, sweetheart, you have arrived,
oh my god, thank you so much.
okay? You have arrived. You know, so just know that you have totally 100% arrived with writing and being a speaker and an author and a songwriter and an advocate for so many.
Thank you.
How do you balance it all? Or are you able to?
Yeah, no, no, no. I am. Yeah. I'm not so busy where I can't take myself away from the spotlight, to focus on my mental health or my well-being.
Mhm.
In order to come back, to be able to share another message in a different way or say something else, it really takes that balancing act for you to focus on you. We are forever learning and growing, so we have to take some time out to get better, healthier mind frame, or maybe some time out to rejuvenate or liberate our spirit. And so, I feel like I when it comes to advocacy work, and I do like a little part-time work for CWCC, Caring with Compassion Community. um, I am building their brand and building, because as an author, I didn't want to be known as the typical group who's just putting themselves out there and just bleh. I wanted to have some form of impact for somebody else and really show advocacy work. And so that's why I partnered up with Caring with Compassion Community to do advocacy work when it comes to mental health. What does it mean to be a peer support advocate? And
Mm,
so I am also in the grounds of getting my credential as a peer support advocate to support others who are dealing with mental health.
mm,
Because 99% in this whole world, they go through trauma. And
mhm.
trauma looks differently for somebody.
Yep.
My trauma is not the same as your trauma, Angel.
Mm-mm. Yep.
But what is relatable is trauma.
Mhm.
But how we deal with it is another thing, because not everybody knows how to deal with trauma.
Yep.
So how I balance myself is get away to do self-care where I'm not abusing my own self. I'm not neglecting my own self. I prioritize me. That's how I do it.
Yep. And that's the key is prioritization of what it is. All right, we're going to get this a little bit lighter and more fun here. You ready?
Yes.
All right. First off, let's pull back the curtain and find out what's next for you. Are we writing another book? What's going on?
Yeah. Yeah. Um I'm Well, I'm looking into, honestly, wanting to be more on speaker platforms, or do podcast shows. So I'm looking to building more content.
Okay.
Wanting to be out there, speak a little bit more. So that's what I'm actually verting myself into. So anyone who's interested, I am a willing body. I'm right now, I just want to focus on the books that I've completed,
Very
uh,
good.
because when I wrote Abandoned but Not Forgotten, I wanted to tell the next level of my story, and what happened in the next level, which was against all odds. Uh, God's plan, right here, against all. Is it no? What am I?
That's right. You're
Am I
right.
saying? Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm like forgetting my own title. And then, so that one is about how I met God and how my struggles, even with my own self. And then wanted to share a healing message, a self-help book, which is The Solo Journey: Why You Don't Need Others to Find Fulfillment. Being content with yourself is the most important thing in this life that you can ever go through. And so that's why I wanted to share those messages, because for me is I'm not looking into writing another book. I'm actually looking into expanding my story more. If opportunity comes with where I can put my story out there in a film, I'm open to that. So that's pretty much what is next for me.
All right. So, what about something that unexpected about you? A surprise, like do you skydive? Do you go parasailing? What do you do? Have you done anything wild? And I thought we're gonna go, oh my God, she did what?
Actually, when my daughter was a little bit younger, but I need to do it again because I really loved it. I'm actually afraid of heights, and I'm very claustrophobic. So, yeah. But one thing I did do that I really, really loved, and it was not bad at all, even for those who are scared of heights, is helicopter riding. And so I did a tour in downtown Seattle. I really enjoyed that. That was
Wow.
really peaceful and pleasant. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Okay. So it's not bad for those of us who are like, "Well, I'm not going up that high." Okay, good.
yeah, yeah. No, it's not what you think it is.
Uh,
It's not. You don't get scared. Bungee jumping and all that. No, that's definitely no for me.
all right, let's pump up some volume. Can you tell me about some songs? What about your songs you have? Can you tell
Yeah,
us
yeah.
about them?
Yeah, actually this year I did do something new this year. I published my own songs. So I'm not a singer by heart, but I am a writer by heart. So I got an opportunity to write many of my music and get it published live on 26 different platforms. So
Oh my word.
you can find it. And so my first album I did that really was related to my stories. So I wanted some kind of connection to my personal stories. And then I did the rest of my other albums was just related on my relationship with God and just my love songs. And there was one album I particularly did that is for the Indian community, by the way. So I did it like oh gosh, Angel, it was like it's an Indian theme. It's like the way the tabla is being played, the instrument is being played. So there's the Indian musical instrument involved in it. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah, we need all 3 of the compilations, and we're gonna throw them in the magazine. That is gonna be so much fun.
yeah.
All right. Do you have a quote or words that you live by?
Oh gosh, there's many quotes that I have or I love creating because I love one thing about me. I love creating something out of brand new. So I would say one of the quotes like I've created, I am living proof that your beginning does not determine your destiny.
Mhm.
And then my next quote would be survival was only the first chapter. Purpose was always the destiny.
Wow. And those quotes are by you, correct?
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
that's amazing. All right. What about a superpower for 24 hours? That's all you get. What would it be?
Oh my gosh. Superpower. If I got 24 hours, I would. My dream is to create a movie.
Okay, you can create a movie in 24 hours. Go for it. You can have any superpower you want. I love it. And let's go back to books because I think there's a book that we didn't mention. What is your go-to book for life?
Oh, go to for life. Are you talking about like a self-help book?
Yeah, I think you told me you wanted to say the Bible.
Oh, the Bible. Yes. I'm sorry. Yes, yes. My book is the Bible
Yeah.
because that's what changed me. When I don't ever say this. I don't say I found God. It's God who found me because it's true. At the age of 20, when I thought I was going to die, the opposite happened. I did not die physically. I actually lived and I got saved and the Lord came and found me.
Oh,
Yeah. So that became my life changer and he became my stability, what grounded me to where who I am as a person, why I'm able to smile, why I'm able to speak, why I'm able to tell my story in a healthy perspective.
love it. Motivation. Do you believe in it? If you believe in it, what do you do to get motivated?
My motivation, actually, believe it or not, comes from lack of not having.
Mhm. Yeah.
My desire, my greater purpose, my greater passion of not gaining anything in the world, not having anything in the world, was not given anything in the world, having to create my own culture in America without a family became my greatest motivation of creating something in my life.
Oh, that is so sweet. That is true, though. Yeah. Yeah. Lack in every area makes you want to have. and desire to be more than what you're supposed to be, that more than what we think we're supposed to
It's
be, and
supposed
we
to be.
become that person that we are supposed to be.
It became my drive to um, prove the world wrong. That
Mm.
when the world said I was a nobody, I said no.
Mhm.
I am somebody. I need to somehow be in that light where I belong.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What is the best way for our audience to stay connected with you?
Yeah, they can go to authordph.com to contact me or follow me on social media. Right now, I'm building my YouTube channel, so I'm been focusing on creating content on my YouTube channel. So they're more than welcome to be there. They can reach out to me through my website anywhere that they see fit.
And you have a gift for them, don't you?
Oh, yes. So I have a landing page. It's quite long. The link is, I wish I had it shortened, but it's authordph.com / what is it? Is it
It's
Landers? Landers?
Landers. Yeah, what we're gonna do is drop that link right below. That is what we're definitely gonna do,
Yeah.
just so you guys know. All right, is there anything you wish every female entrepreneur understood that we didn't touch on yet today?
Yeah. Um, you will cheat your way out of life if you don't go through the process.
Oh, yeah. All right, Dana, it was a blessing having you on today. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Bye. All right, I am going to pause this and let it render for a minute.